incredibly well. Only 4 kills to show for on the entire side of Volt right now, and you can see everybody starting to streak on the opposite end. So I'm assuming Specialist's going to start to get into the conversation here in just a few moments. But I mean, a 50-point lead after P1 and a rotation over to P2 where you have the opportunity to break here with the advantage. Not too bad.
Yeah, I will say that is a lot of time for a Standpoint to get 50 seconds off P1 like that. That is an insane start. And of course, at the back of it, you do have a bit of utility to work with. Immediately, you see the Predator missile coming down from up high. It doesn't actually get anything. And the killers will now be out as well in an attempt to try and break this early hold over P2 from Volt. Unlucky was doing quite a lot of damage towards Standpoint before they could get anywhere close. And now here's the opportunity for Standpoint to find their way through. Opening gunfight's not going in their favor, though. Bird around the back line, the final player to be shut down. Volt looking pretty good here on this defensive P2.
Yeah, they did get set up there, and you just get stuck on your teammates. So you're trying to flood into the point. You just got to get, funneled up there. So, I mean, this is a great response from Volt here to be able to say, hey, you know what? All right, we lost 50 on P1. All right, we're just going to get 50 back on P2. Sure, it's still 20 seconds of time here. We're going to have to hold them out. But, I mean, realistically, at this point, you flip them out. You just need to make sure that player 1 in Dolke gets all the way across the map. That's all you want. You want to be able to make sure that you're set up for the next kill. The scrap time isn't something that you should necessarily be fighting for. And the fact that you still are, it's not terrible, but it's a mistake that could be costly here, specifically if Standpoint is able to get themselves set up and around the hill. It's exactly what they've done.
Yeah, really weird hard point to kick things off, I've got to say. Very rare to see a team take a full 60 almost on P1 and then the other team take a full 60 on P2 to kind of follow it up. But you know what? In a day of rarities, I'm not going to say anything about it. Yeah, regardless, we're moving over towards P3 and immediately we see Volt, the first team on the hill, going to be challenged here by Standpoint. You have those back spawns through. A couple of players on the stairwell, and this is going to be the double chow coming through from Dolaki and Mike here. Dolaki picks up the first. Are they ready for the player around the backbone? That's going to be a question for me. Nunchuan is already being a real annoyance, but he's going to have to back away here. This allows 3 players along the stairwell to actually make a push forward. Time, though, for the double. That's going to put a stop to it, make it a triple. Nicely done from Time. Volt, though, I mean, they just redirect here through the middle instead. They're still continuing to be annoying.
Yeah, actually, was actually making the best play possible there. He not only sat in the corner, was just waiting for people to make the play forward, but he was able to just kind of sit back and just chill. So that allows Standpoint to get themselves pushed forward. They get themselves a good amount of time here. About 30 seconds go their way. Now it's back to the opposite side of the map, though. We'll see that south side really be a proportion. You see that first player on the head glitch here. Time is going to be able to pop a couple. Another few going to pop around the corner. It's going to be a claw invested out here now. So Specialist coming into play. Problem is, though, they have a spare on the opposite end. And right now, that's going to be Suiwon once again doing the most here for Standpoint.
And Gogwa now using the claw inside the hill. Looking for more damage. He's already picked up a couple of kills. Nicely done. Great double kill. Now pre-firing for the second. Pre-fires to the right. Unfortunately, that's not where Dolaki is. So Dolaki will take him down, but not before they go down themselves. Standpoint Gaming doing a stellar job at sucking up pretty much every single second of time on this hill. Bird just flying from corner to corner on the hill to pick up as many kills as he possibly can. Those close spawns, though, are so potent for whatever reason here on this hill. I really don't know what the reasoning is. They spawn so darn close to the hill. And immediately off the back of it, they're going to use the Specialist as soon as they possibly can to take as much time away from Standpoint as they possibly can. And off the back of this war machine from Dolaki as he fires off the last shell away, it is going to be the back 20 seconds for Volt here.
He still got a couple flying through the window here, though. They want to try and challenge for the contestation. The Volt's already kind of just said, hey, we're just going to chalk up the time. We're going to rotate over towards the next hill. And it worked out for them on the rotation over to P2. This time, though, they're down by about 50 points. It's going to be a very difficult contention to get back into if you are Standpoint. You got a few players already locked down on the opposite end. You have an artificial pinch play now set up as Suiwon coming from the op end. But the first gunfight going to go his way. Second one up to challenge. Long-range shots. Not going to be able to connect for much, but it peppers them up and forces them out of the hill. Contention back over the other way. It's Dolaki on the back. Nice little play there from Volt. I like how they stay alive, but Standpoint is going to be continuing to contest this hill.
Yeah, and it is just those back spawns over and over and over again, right? I mean, it's the fact that you know they're going to spawn there. They're going to keep on pushing in towards the hill. Off the back of it, well, Volt now looking to get their way back in towards the hard point after they're temporarily removed. Suan and Chuan picking up a couple of kills, and Chuan looking for some more off the back of the double. Will not get it. It's unlucky, actually, that finishes off a triple with a nicely placed nade. Time with the war machine. Got a couple more shells ready to fire off. The last one will take Ekchan out of the play. One more players to deal with, and the rest of the time should be Standpoints here. Can Suan do anything about it? No, he can't. Slide out. Unlucky takes him down. The back spawn will at the very least mean that Standpoint do get the back 10 seconds. So going into the second set, it's a situation not all that dissimilar to what we saw earlier between TLE and Standpoint to kick off the day. Standpoint are looking so dominant in hardpoint.
And it's unfortunate, too, because not only were they looking so great earlier, but they pulled off that upset, but now they find themselves at a 1-2 standpoint with an opportunity to, unfortunately, get sent home by this Volt roster. So, tournament lives on the line once again in a best-of-3 series. Volt looking the opposite way. They've got themselves locked down inside of P1 for the moment. Everybody just going to have to try and funnel through these doors at the moment. You can also see somebody just sitting and waiting up top AC. That's going to be time, taking it patiently, waiting for his chance to drop down from above, but they're going to be able to snuff that out. They've got everybody killed off the back line. They're going to force them to the spawn side. That's going to be a good 30-second hold here for Volt.
Yeah, big 30 seconds as well. And at some point, you do have to kind of ask the question here if you're a standpoint, because you are spawning out on the other side of the map. When do you stop trying to brute force your way through this hill and actually start to rotate to next? That number 5 for one, I think, should be kind of the starting gun here for standpoint to be like, all right, look, we can still send players in, and they are still sending players in. The Suwan and Guaga combined for, I think that was 4 kills there to garner some time away from Volt. But you need to ensure you actually rotate correctly here. It still doesn't feel quite as certain as I would like if I was a standpoint fan.
Yeah, no, but I do want to bring up one thing. Just looking at the top right, casually glancing, so Suwan's already up to, I don't know, 30 points, or sorry, 30 kills for himself here inside of this map. So with a 163, 134 advantage right now, they're sitting pretty. One player that hasn't really had a pop-off moment yet in the game so far is Guangua. That's kind of the player that we look to in that first series of the day when they did play up against the side of TLE. They kind of being almost, I don't want to say kind of passive in this map, but the fact that he hasn't had that big moment is kind of sad, I guess is the best way to describe it. It's fun to watch. I know, I'm sorry. I don't want to make you sad.
You do it. Anyway,
I'm not going to make you cry, baby girl.
Volt playing pretty close here to standpoint. They managed to bring this game back within touching distance. 20 points, the difference between these two teams now. If they could garner the scrap time, that would be nice and dandy. They're not going to, though. Still fighting for it is Enchuan, who finds himself overwhelmed by players inside the point. Bird goes for a last little look at it and gets sent packing. So Volt will garner that time. Will make themselves pretty close to standpoint's scoreline as we go towards the next hill. At the moment, there you look at number 2 on the minimap. Time has so much to do here. He's already picked up one against Mike. The call that one player is towards the back line is there, and that's a very close spawn from Mike as well. So I don't know if Bird is actually going to know that Mike's here. Regardless, he goes for the check and now knows that he needs to help his teammate towards the back line because holding that back area is pivotal to control of this hill.
I thought that was going to be an easy win there for Standpoint on the break-in towards it, but now the Claw is going to be invested in that close spawn. It actually kind of hampered them for just a few seconds, but that was enough to allow Volt to get back over towards it. So, Specialist invested. Now the War Machine out as well from Doliki at the same time. He's just going to be spraying into the opposite end, but Enchuan going to be able to retaliate with 2 of his own. Now breaking back in is going to be Standpoint here. They've gotten themselves some good ground to push up. Now it's going to be Kank on the attacking end. Switchblade not going to be able to find all but one, but Time is back for the double.
And this is just so back and forth. It's now Volt in. Big 20 seconds for them to grab to try and even things up with Standpoint. Can they get it done? This will be one last hurrah from Standpoint. I don't really know if they actually actively want to go for this. Anyway, Enchuan is most certainly going to do so, especially off the back of that kill from Time. But they've got 4 players to contest with from Volt. That's just a little bit too much to handle. And as such, that remaining time will go the way of Volt. Now towards next. It's Standpoint touching first. You've got 1 specialist on side from either squad, and it's going to be Suwan that has it for the Sparrow. And I'm going to imagine it's probably going to come out here.
See what happens. First gunfight with the Switchblade not going to go his way, though, so he's going to have to be back on the refrag. With a 15-second gap right now, 50 seconds on this hill. They're able to hold it down, which don't assume that's going to be the case. Standpoint could take away this map 1 victory. Now on the opposite end, though, Doliki is back. Couple more players here from Volt are going to be able to break in, but it's a 2 versus 3. Spawn's going to be close on that right-hand side, but now it's a split. They spawn behind them. All of a sudden, they have to look the opposite way. An artificial pinch play set up perfectly, but somehow Standpoint stays alive as Guagua finds 2, and Swan is able to find him as well.
Oh, my goodness me. What a play from those 2 players. I think that's the second time we've seen kind of a combined force spree between the 2 players, and off the back of it now, Standpoint will be feeling pretty confident. Claw coming out from Guagua. He's going to look for more kills off the back of these spawn, and these players, they're spawning so close. They're just running straight into the meat grinder that Guagua is presenting right in front of him. That was 5 in a row there from Mike on the other side. That's going to earn him a hunter killer drone and the specialist weapon to boot. But Standpoint gaining valuable amount of time off the back of that kill. They're in a good position to close out this game. Just 23 points away from victory, but it's Volt on the rotation.
I thought it was SPG. I thought that was all their time to gain. I thought they were going to get an easy 30 off of that, but everything turns around. Now you have the gravity gun out, trying to find a few. You're able to find one, and now everybody's going to have to funnel back through that long corridor towards the spawn side. Hunter Killer Drone going to be invested. A couple players now going to be out. Pushing from the opposite end is player 3 here from Mike. He's going to get taken down here surely in just a moment, but you still have Swan in the corner. He's going to throw the Hunter Killer, and that's going to be able to drag himself out, but it's still 10 seconds that the side of Standpoint need. Volt is on the refrag in.
Yeah, the YY from Bird, unfortunately, just moves him away from that kill. So Volt should be able to peek their way back on through, but one last break is all the Standpoint real need. And here comes the flank from Time. The attempt that is faltered by Ekchan watching the flank correctly. Nicely done. Delaki now utilizing the Specialist. You've got Specialist coming out as well from Can, and number 3 as well with the Sparrow. That's going to be Mike. There you're putting everything into stopping Standpoint on this point, and it's working out. Mike finds 3 in a row towards the backline. You know exactly where Standpoint is going to be spawning, and now there's not enough time to Standpoint to finish things here. We're going to the last hill regardless.
A lot of Chen to get there, but you still have players from Standpoint here in the middle of the map, and it's a 1 versus 3 gunfight. The first gunfight goes the way of Unlucky, so if you can keep the reinforcements here and Folk can push their way back forward, you still have a fighting chance.
And GGD, well, 3 versus 4 on the point of the moment for Volt. Numbers quickly dwindling as well. Squawgwa finds yet another one, but Ekchan for the double. Can he find more? Yes, he can. The Purified play, I think that was from Ekchan for a triple. Keeps Volt in towards this time. Standpoint Gaming just 2 points away from victory. Now that he flanked from behind from number 4. He's got the core as well. Insane play. Is it enough? Now it's going to be number 3. Mike isolated inside this hill. He's got to play his life, and indeed he does, to wait for the rest of his team to come on through towards the hard point.
Reinforcements are there. Pinstripe kill feed. 2 seconds for Standpoint is all they need. But Eggcan not going to be there. Juan finds the kill, but he gets taken down from behind. Volt is broken back in. Claw now out from Guagua. He's got a few shots. He's got players in front of him. He's flying his way around the point, and he might have just taken him out.
And he has! Guagua, I called you! I needed the play, baby! You came through!
Oh, goodness gracious. Guago with the core play right at the end. Oh, that is insane. Arsenal hardpoint once again delivers off one of the closest hardpoints we've had today. And it all comes down to one specialist weapon right in the closing moments from Guagua. Knows he has to break. No other choice. Whips it out for the triple. And you're very, very happy with that if you're Guagua.
Dude, this COD mobile stuff's amazing, man. Oh my god. Electric. Arsenal always provides. That's all I gotta say. Arsenal always provides. It's always fun. But right now, if you're the Standpoint roster, oh, what do you do? What do you do going into the search and destroy? I mean, you won map 1, it's great. But you gotta keep that momentum up. This other team is gonna be desperate going into the search.
Yeah, this is one of those. I don't want to say anything, right? Because usually at this point in time, you refer to like kind of the records, right? Would be like, oh, you know, X team, you know, did this and did that, and and they're obviously not good at search and destroy. Standpoint threw that out the window from the very first game of the day, right? Where they kind of 2-0'd TLE, and we were like, huh. I guess the records don't actually mean that much, it would seem, for Standpoint. The roster that many could write off as like they're the 3rd seed from China. What are they going to do? Well, hey, Standpoint coming out and shocking a lot of people. They knocked down TLE earlier on and kicked off our day in tremendous fashion. Now they clutch up versus Volt in the closing moments of the game. And this is Volt, by the way, that not that long ago, I don't know if you know, Alex, I managed to catch the clip on Twitter. They beat Luminosity in Hardpoint. One of the best hardpoint teams in the world, and they beat them on hardpoint on a very close takeoff. I mean, there is just such a small skill gap between all of the top teams in COD Mobile. It is just so hard to kind of gauge what to expect. Regardless, we do have a Tunisia, and so that does give us a little bit of an idea of what to expect, because it is worth noting, even though, again, we talked about the 9-6 record and kind of how unimportant it can be, this is one of the worst map mode combinations for Standpoint. So maybe a chance here for Volt as they kick off this round.
Yeah, the best thing that we can have in CODM, just any esport across, parity between top teams, bottom teams, whatever it may be. So the fact that there is not much of a disparity that separates any of these teams is phenomenal. Frag going to be out, trying to prohibit anybody here. This offensive rotation has gone back over towards the B site. Volt are unaware at the moment. They're going to be privy to it here in a second, but that bomb's going to go down.
It's a completely other bomb site from where Vault are located. So you're going to see these Vault arrows just sprint so fast across the map. Time is watching the one lane in which he's not going to encounter anybody. Whether or not the check comes through, the question for me. Bird already down for the count, so Time has to do something sensational. Line them all up, maybe. Oh. There's one. Oh, the quick scope onto the second. Oh, that would have made me tickle. But it doesn't happen. Ekshan going to take him down. Vault win the 4v2. They should win.
Dude, I thought that was going to be a crazy collat. Surely I thought it was the lineup for 2. If the third one would have stepped in line as well, that could have been the craziest clip I've ever seen in COD. Not even trolling.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. That even beats Doug Sensor Martin not checking the phone.
Dude, shut up. Nobody gets it. This is COD Mobile, okay? Nobody gets the Sensor reference.
But you do, and that's what makes me happy. Okay. All right, here we go. 15 seconds off the clock. SPG on the offense. Once again, they've got middle map control, but that's about it.
That's not the worst thing in the world to happen, because it's not really about the mid-map control. It's what you follow up the mid-map control with. And Enchuan, he's going to follow up that kill against Unlucky, but a lot has happened since then, and we're now in a 3 versus 3 scenario. Enchuan, once again, going to trade things out. Now a 2 versus 2. Bombs should be planted over here at A, but look at this on the defensive side. Mike and Delaki. They're making a fast flank.
Oh, peekaboo. Hi, bud. Lucky falls. 2 versus 1. Mike, the last one alive. Has a gunfight going off towards the opposite end, trying to wallbang a few. This time is just dropped down below. Little slide challenge, going to be able to find it. Hip fire shot's good, but Chuan from across the map is going to be able to help out his teammate. We're tied up at 1.
Yeah, big offensive round victory there for a standpoint. I think, you know, from the little bit of Tunisia that you and I have got to cast over so far today, it feels like those are definitely the harder of the 2 sides to win.
Yep.
So, big victory there from Standpoint to come out strong. Good start from the likes of Enchuan and Time, who have 7 kills between them in the first 2 rounds. Now, well, back on the defense. And look how aggressive they're getting in towards the offensive spawn here. You've got to be careful about how you play this one. Because now Bomb is going to be down over by A. And Volt now looking to retake.
I did not expect that extent of aggression to be able to get that bomb down. And sure, it might be a 5 versus 3, but you're in a very good spot right now if you're Standpoint. You have a few players coming back through. Dolaki's going to be able to fall. So now all of a sudden you're in the corner and Chuan's going to be able to line one up.
Oh, nice second as well. Goes for the reload. Unfortunately, that does befall him. So Mike trades things out. Still a 2 versus 1 though. And, well, Suwan's going to get the last couple of players. Nicely done. And that is just pure unpatented aggression from Standpoint Gaming. You'll love to see it, how quickly they get on towards the A site. And we always say it, right? It's so difficult when you've already got control of the site here in COD Mobile to retake it on pretty much anything.
Go back to the aggressive stance that they had in the last round, but they're just gonna back off just a touch. They're like, all right, we're gonna, you know what, we're just hold out 50% for a second, feel it out, use some utility over the top, try and get some information, and well, at least for this moment, they should be feeling pretty good about it, although they have no idea where these players are going to be. Mike's just going to fly back across the middle. Beautiful nade from Guagua is going to open up the round, give them a 5 versus 4 and some room to work with. They're going to wrap this back to A.
And you kind of have to make a 50-50 call if you're Vault in this situation because you don't have the numbers to play with. You have to choose a bomb site, and they've chosen correctly. Now, it's about what happens from here. Check. Chow coming through from Bird. Gets traded out, though, immediately. Guagua for another one. Very quickly, this becomes a 2v1. Unlucky. Isolated, and he's backing away. Best decision to possibly make in this scenario. He's going to go for a little peek check on A. He should have information off the back of this that they're no longer going to be planting here, but does he have the courage to check it? Yes, he does. And there you go.
You throw the shoulder in. This could give you some great timing here. You got the L car to work with as a secondary for the moment. Bomb should be able to get down, but he's going to be able to challenge through. Nice. Fennec in hand for Guagua. Cleans it up nicely. Could have been a round savior there for Volt, unfortunately, though. If you are a Volt fan, Standpoint's going to take their 3rd round of the game, give themselves a 2-round buffer.
What is this? I mean, what Standpoint now? 3 rounds back-to-back on offense. They've just been so good at it. The adaptations as well have been key to some of the late rounds. Volt need to do something, and I tell you what, that's nice. A lot of utility that was just sent directly in Guagua's direction, and that is going to send Standpoint for a bit of a whirl here, because now they have to react correctly. Volt here went very aggressive towards that B defense, and it's given Standpoint full control over A.
And I was going to bring that point up as well. It's like, okay, well, you said the 50-50 the last round. That one was a true 50-50. We're off rip. You're just hoping that they went B. You send all your forces over there. You get a free pick for it. Now they rotate back over the opposite end. You're a little late on the rotation, and it's another 3 versus 5. Can they do the same thing they did before?
Yeah, you've just got to try and play numbers here. Try and play some bait and switches. The first player got to be taken out is going to be Time. If he gets some good Call of Duty timing, would be nice. No way. There's absolutely no way. Oh, he misses the quick scope. Okay, that is so fortunate if you're a Volt fan. And now it's just down to Sewa and Bird here in a 2 versus 5 scenario. Down they go. Yeah, that should be an easy one. But I tell you what, mate, I would be getting shaky leg if I'm an SPG fan or if I'm a Volt fan in that situation. That you've got a player like Time just allowed to get in the position that he was in.
And that was the win condition, right? That was the X factor. If he even gets one there, it changes the round completely. So if he finds one and is able to stay alive potentially, or even just line them up for a second as they continue to chow forward, completely different round. But once again, we're left in the land of imaginary. What ifs in this universe here? Got the bomb working its way towards A. Slow effort, this one. You lose a round. Try to feel out what the team is going to do. Last time it was very aggressive from Volt over towards B, so I'm surprised they're actually reading this once again. So good knowledge out of Volt, though, specifically when it comes to prediction skills.
Yeah, Dalaki is just chilling over by B. Honestly, I feel like someone could read Dalaki to sleep over here. He's got nothing to do. He's just big chilling. None of the action's happening over by B. I'm just enjoying this. It's quite peaceful. It's serene. I will say that much for Dalaki, who's doing absolutely nothing in the play, while everything's going down over by A. The bomb should be planted now. And what does the reaction look like for a team that are one man down? Well, they're relying quite heavily, at least from me, on what Ekchan's able to produce on the flank.
Not a lot of time on the retake here, specifically down lives. You have to make a play. You have to be able to find this first blood. You want to take the sniper out of commission, but you know they're going to be tucked away in these corners. You know they're not going to chow you out until you force the issue. And finally, as one starts to move up, it's not going to be enough. Guagua finds one. Bird the second. And now the last player alive is going to be Dolaki, but he falls. And just like that, Standpoint are going to be able to take a 4-2 split into their defensive hold.
Man, this is insane. That is just insane from Standpoint offense to have like a, what, 60%? 66% win percentage on their offensive efforts is honestly insane, and it doesn't look good for Volt here. Despite impressing at various points during the day, at Standpoint look like they could win out here. We'll see. 3 more rounds and they can get it done. On the defense they go, and now looking to redirect themselves back towards the site, despite the fact that Ekchan and another player will open things up in their favor. Guagua and Enchuan completely flip the round on its head. Now just 2 players left alive. Now 2v2 as Enchuan falls. Guagua the next one player to fall. And now Time for some quick scopes. Time, please. Give us something nice. There it is from Time. Give us the clip.
I thought it was over. I thought the round was shut and done. But now all of a sudden, Time's able to reposition himself, regain his HP. Dolaki's on the opposite side of the map looking to potentially plant, but now is he going to wrap back? He thought he might have had the timing. He thought the time was going to react to it, fly back over towards B. But now he's just going to play in the spawn side, and he might have got the best timing because now all of a sudden Time's wrapping back to his spawn.
What is going on, mate? So many wraps. Time's going to be like, oh, for God's sake, I just moved from there. Oh, the frustration. Won't last that long, though, before he gets back into concentration mode. Hunting mode. Where is this last player? Gotta check every single corner. He's gonna check the right place. Nice logical position for Dalaki, but does he check the corner? That's the question. Does Dalaki look? Oh, Call of Duty timing. Dalaki looks away at the wrong time. And Time thinks, well, it's my time to shine. He's gonna pick up that kill, and Standpoint open things up on their defensive efforts with a lovely 1v1 from Time.
I mean, that's just a round of COD timing at its finest. You say, all right, you know what? I'm gonna wrap this on over to the other side. Actually, I want to go my day. And then you're thinking, okay, dude, Time made the play. He made the right read. And then he wraps to respawn. He goes back the other way. But somehow it works out for him. And you're happy if you're a Standpoint fan. If you're a Volt fan, a little upset. Because guess what? Now Standpoint's 2 rounds away from taking this. You need this S&D and you're down 3 rounds.
Look at this split coming through on the defense from Standpoint. They're not leaving anything to chance. They're looking at every single lane In doing so, though, it is worth saying that they've got a few players that are isolated and would not be traded out if they went down. That's the risk you kind of take by having a setup like this on the defense, by not making the 50-50 choice, which, you know, to be fair, I'm surprised that Standpoint aren't doing, considering the cushion they have with a 5-2 advantage. But nonetheless, it is sending Volt for a loop here in the play. They don't actually know what to do. They haven't got any kind of reads. There's not a utility, I think, left in this round for Volt to work with. They have to just do it with the weapons and by checking all the corners. And Mike is about to find out exactly where N2 is located.
Staircase challenge. Peeky-boo, buddy. They're just so close they can taste each other. And finally, one will peek around the corner, but Mike will back all the way off. N2 going to try for the refrag. He wants his teammate to be able to get there for him, and he will. 5 versus 4. Second challenge comes through on the opposite end. Now it's a pinstripe kill feed. That leaves us in a 2 versus 2.
Yeah, bomb now down. You got a feeling, though, that Ekchan, excuse me, could just completely blow this round wide open. They don't actually know where he is, and the timing isn't really regular in any real way. N2, though, just going to run straight towards site. Unlucky, going to take him down. Trade is good from Time. Now another 1v1. Every time Time even gets close to a full scope in, I get concerned, to be honest, for the person that's on the other side.
It might be Casper talk to say they needed that round, but that is the most important round that we've seen in the Search and Destroy so far. So being able to at least cut it back to 2 rounds. You're on the offensive side, so it's going to be hard, Brody. They're trying the old college try of leaving the bomb and spawn again, but someone will go back to retrieve it. Challenge across that left side. Who will be the first one to fall here? One getting aggressive. You have N2 trying to push his way up the map. You have Ekchen on the opposite end trying to find it, but now they're going to try and find around the corner. N2's going to read him perfectly. Find the first blood in the round, and Standpoint once again has an advantage.
And now Vote are left with even less than 50% of the map. They have to rely on individual efforts, and it would have been really nice if Mike could have perhaps caught somebody off guard through the middle of the map. That doesn't happen. Time going to win that 1v1 as he has won so many in this S&D for Standpoint so far. Now another player goes down. One by one, they're falling. I feel like we're watching Order 66 at the moment. The decimation of the Jedi Knights or the decimation of Volk here in this round as they go down. Standpoint Gaming now 1 round away from moving forward in our tournament.
Volt on the opposite end, 1 round away from getting sent home early. They were 1 and 2 coming into this game. Either of these 2 teams needed to stay alive. It's elimination time. The chopping block is here. Can Standpoint send them, stare them directly in the face while they put 1 between their eyes?
Here we go. Aggression coming out. Time going to get cut short before he can make any moves in this round. And Chuan goes down as well. So now Volt, with the back of those first couple of kills, should be good to get this bomb down. And I was going to say there is a 2-1 split on the retake, but as Guagua goes down, it all becomes very one-dimensional. Bird and Suant not going to be able to do anything in that situation. So Volt stay alive. And again, as soon as those first few kills come through, Standpoint, they kind of do look a little bit lost. So maybe that's just the difference maker right now. Is just trying to get these first bloods through.
Yeah, well, it is right now. Just making sure you take things 1 round at a time. I know that's what Volt is telling each other at the moment. Comes in each other's ear saying, hey, we got this. We just got to go 1 at a time. They're getting aggressive once again. The last round it proved to be good for him. There's 2 playing down in the corner. One's going to be taken down, but he doesn't realize there's another one directly behind him. It's a drop top from the Bird. Sui1's able to find another one as well. So it's a 3 versus 3 back over on the site. Nobody wanting to take that next challenge just yet, but Mike's been able to spot him out.
Yeah. See where I thought he was sneaky like. Mike says, no, I know exactly where you're located, or more or less in the general vicinity. Standpoint going to take some time here to make a rotation. I mean, honestly, Siwa needs to try and play his life as much as humanly possible. That kill versus can almost certainly help. He said a 3v3. Timing has to be good here for these players. Unlucky, might get some bad Call of Duty timing around the flank. He's looking for a long-term snipe against Siwa. Just be more cautious about the fact that Time's coming in from behind. And there you go, time to take him down. Now Mike for the 1v3 has to try and play time where he can. Run towards the site to try and keep your hopes and dreams of staying alive in the tournament, and it just doesn't happen. The defuse comes through from Siwa, and the umpteenth retake from SPG works out. They are moving on in our tournament.
And it just, that's a feels bad moment. It just hurts to see. All that effort, all that tournament run, and it just falls short directly at the end. Volt had it, and they let it go. And it's one of those things where Standpoint, once again, they just continuously keep coming back. They prove defiant against the teams that they've played. It was the first match of the day. They were able to take down a top dog. Not anybody thought that was going to come through. Then all of a sudden, they lose 2 back-to-back games as they move on in the tournament. They fall down, tournament lives on the line. They have to go up against Volt. They make it stick. They find themselves another in. They find themselves another opportunity. One more win for them, they'll be able to find themselves into the next day.
Yeah, just, you know, I got to give them their props, man. Standpoint looks so good. They do look absolutely epic, the way that they're playing at this point in time. It's impressive to see the Chinese teams coming out and playing the way that they have. I mean, China's always been a region that's been filled with talent, but, you know, to come out here and have all 3 teams performing on the day has been highly impressive. Standpoint of all of them, I think, is probably the biggest surprise for a lot of teams here at this tournament. So, Standpoint, moving forward, keeping their tournament hopes and dreams alive. For Volt, though, I think that's them done. I think they are out of the tournament, which is sad. Maybe someone can confirm that for me if I made that call incorrectly. I apologize.
No, I do believe that is 100% correct there. But I will kind of just real quick before we do send it to a break, I do want to just say that we are at a point right now where we are looking at a potential weekend where we have all 3 of these Chinese teams being able to make it into day 2.
Yeah.
Which not a lot of people thought was going to be the case. But now the fact that we've got to this point where we might be seeing this happen. Hey, I'm here for it, baby. They've been playing good.
Definitely. I'm really excited for it. Well, look, that was our penultimate match. That means we've got one more match of Call of Duty Mobile to go. Not too sure what it will be just yet, but when we know, you'll know because it will appear on the screen. What we do know is there's more Call of Duty Mobile. For this.